Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Richmond Oval in southern Tasmania, the new home of the Clarence Footy Club in season 2020 for Saturday afternoon TSL here on the live stream. Brent Costello with you alongside Ryan Rosendale, bringing you Clarence and Launceston this afternoon, a game that could impact the top four moving forward over the next couple of weeks. Good afternoon to you, Ryan. Should be a cracker this afternoon, this one.
Good afternoon, Brent. Pleasure to be with you again, mate. Yes, it should be an absolute cracker at Richmond Oval with, as you said, both teams are sitting pretty in the top four. Launceston obviously sitting second, and we just spoke about before we went on to air, they can't move out of second, so they're sitting comfortably there. But Clarence are sitting in fourth position, and they're in a battle with the Tigers, who they lost to last week, and they're just ahead on percentage of the Tigers, who have obviously played North Lonnie today down at the Twin Oval. So Clarence have played Richmond Oval pretty well this year against some good opposition, North Launceston, a few weeks ago, and they ended up beating Lauderdale 2 weeks ago at their new home at Richmond. So we should be in for a cracker of a game today. Yeah, we should be. Looking forward to it. And speaking of Richmond Oval, I was talking to Jeremy Webley, the coach of Clarence, about that particular venue this week, and he was a bit concerned at the start of the year whether the ground size would suit their game, but it suited them beautifully every time they've played out there, he believes. So that is a good thing for them. A couple of big talking points out of the team lists for this afternoon. A late change for Launceston. The coach, Mitch Thorpe, is out of the side, replaced by Brendan Taylor. That's an interesting one because listening to Thorpe's interview during the week too, he said he wouldn't be resting players, so we hope that's not an injury that's kept him out, and he's going to be all good for the finals, because we know this is Launceston's last game of the home and away season. The other big omission this afternoon, he is resting this particular man, and that's Timmy Auckland, who's done a great job in the ruck this year. But coming into the side, playing his first game of TSL footy for a long time, is Joe Groenewegen. So looking forward to seeing him out there this afternoon. It is a big in. As you said, Bruno, Auckland's obviously had a really good year in the ruck. He's taken that number one ruck role from Hamish Leadham, who's probably been the Blues' number one ruckman for the last 3 or 4 seasons. So the new man in Groenewegen to come in, he's probably going to play a big impact. And as you said, it's their last roster game of the year, Lonnie, so they'll be looking to, if they can, Groenewegen put up a good showing, he might keep his spot for that first final in 2 weeks' time.
For those that remember the TSL when it first came out, you remember Trent Whitelaw, who used to play for Clarence. His son making his debut this afternoon, Colby Whitelaw. He'll be wearing the number 38 Guernsey, so keep your eye out for him. I think it's the premiership reunion for the 2010 side too this afternoon, the 10-year reunion. So all the boys will be out there enjoying the footy this afternoon. So this will be a cracking game. Who do you like here, Ross?
It is. Well, as I said, I think Clarence play Richmond Oval pretty well, and as we spoke about just before we went to air too, in round 6 when those teams played down at Windsor Park, it was that game where it was 3 goals apiece. Clarence walked away with a 1-point win, and they're the only team this year to beat Launceston at Windsor Park. So if Clarence can be there at 3/4 time, I'm going to tip Clarence in a bit of an upset.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Lonnie approached the game, I guess. As you say, they've got second spot locked away. Do they try a few things as they work into the final series, which is coming up in a couple of weeks? So, yeah, look, at Richmond Oval, I don't think any Launceston players played there before. Mitch Thorpe said he trained there, I think, with the Devils squad back 10 years or so ago. As you can see there, the cameraman wiping the screen, the rain just starting to come down here at Richmond Oval, and it is forecast this afternoon, so getting a good start here will probably be important as well.
It will be, and obviously Launceston have the informed goal kicker of the competition up forward in Dylan Riley. We think he's got the Hudson medal locked away. He's sitting comfortably on 33 goals with Tyler Carter, the next best from the Tigers, on 20. So unless Tyler Carter's able to kick a couple of bags in the next 2 weeks, we think that Dylan Riley's going to walk away from the 2020 TSL season with his first Hudson medal.
If you're just joining us, coming to you from the country this afternoon, Richmond Oval, home of Richmond in the Old Scholars competition. Of course, they've not competed in that competition this year, so it was freed up for the Clarence Footy Club after Launceston Arena was made unavailable. It's our first stream game here this afternoon, so looking forward to seeing how this venue plays out.
Another special mention, Breno, just to Brady Jones. It's his 150th game today for the Clarence Footy Club, and just reading this morning that he's been captain since 2014, and he's the second longest serving Clarence skipper in history. So terrific career in the Clarence jumper for Brady Jones.
Absolutely, one of the stars of Tasmanian State League footy over the years. Obviously won a Lefroy medal, I think, in a state game back in the day. He played for cricket for Tasmania as well. Brady Jones, an absolute star. Well, we're set for the bounce here. Here's Ryan Rosendale to get us underway on Saturday afternoon TSL.
So we're underway at Richmond. Groenewegen and Wade Wall in the ruck. Looks like Jeremy Webley's going to be playing in the midfield today. He's been a bit of a utility player all year for his side as we get a kick forward through number 30 in Isaac Chugg. He gets it forward. It's a great mark down forward by that man in Jay Blackberry. And we're going to have our first shot on goal with just 30 seconds gone in the first quarter.
Star this man. Played a milestone game for the club a couple of weeks ago. Jay Blackberry has done it all in TSL footy, won flags. And this would be an ideal start if he can slot this one here for the visiting team.
So Jay Blackberry, as Brent said, I think he was the second player in TSL history to reach 200 games with Jay Bowden. So he's an absolute star of the competition. Is Jay Blackberry. Comes in now. First shot of the day. Looks really good off the boot. Jay Blackberry, it's put it straight through. No, he hasn't. My mistake there. It's fallen just short. And we're going to have a behind as the first score of the day. Launceston 0-1-1 to Clarence yet to score.
Our camera is in the top pocket at the ground here, so we'll get a real good look at the goals as they are kicked at the bottom left of screen this afternoon. Platforms and players fly for it. The ball spills to ground. Little handball out from Josh Green. That's the Blues, though, that try and win it out, but a big crunching tackle from Noah Holmes. And we'll have a ball up.
Started a few weeks ago, Noah Holmes, in the school game, didn't he, Breno?
Yeah, he did. Kicked a bag, so did pretty well last week as well against the Tigers. As Webley's thrown off the footy, Josh Green kicks it forward for the Roos, right to the paint of 50. It's all Launceston, though, to mop it up. Casey Brown got the handball away. The kick goes further forward again. One-handed mark was taken nicely in the end by Jared Dakin. Trying to find an option. Goes short in the end to Blackberry. Blackberry also decides to use the short option. And they work it forward. And Alec Wright has the footy on a pretty tough angle from there.
It's been a good play this year, Alec Wright, in that game in round 6, back up at Windsor Park between these two sides. He was probably, Mitch Thorpe didn't play that game too, so Riley was quiet again that day. So Alec Wright was the main man up 40. I don't think he hit the scoreboard too often, obviously, with those only 3 goals in the game, but he was very lively up forward.
So Alec Wright will have Launceston's second shot on goal for the afternoon. In he comes. He might have pushed that way too far to the right. Pack forms. No one could take the mark. That might be a high tackle there on Harper. Umpire let it go. Kick from Jones on the right foot. Looks like it might be okay. Falls a little short, but a nice mark taken by the star forward of the competition, Dylan Riley, and he'll go back and now shoot for a certain goal, you'd think, directly in front.
As we spoke about, this man's had a terrific season, sitting on 33 goals, leading the Hudson medley. Kicked 5 last week up at Windsor Park against North Hobart, so he's had a terrific year.
Puts that through comfortably, as you like, Dylan Riley. The first goal of the afternoon to the Launceston Footy Club.
So Dylan Riley, that takes his tally now up to 34, and if he can get off the chain today, he's going to worry the Clarence defenders because, as we spoke about, he's had a terrific season. He's been around the TSL competition for a few years now, but there's no doubt this has been his breakout year in the Launceston colours.
That's caught both of us out down that end, Ros, when they're having a shot on goal. It's a bit of a tricky angle to call these goals this afternoon, so bear with us.
Looks like the wind is going to carry a couple, but on the 2 we've called, it actually hasn't. So hopefully the next one we call down that end will be spot on straight through the middle. So play is going to resume now. He's kicked 34 goals this year, Dylan Riley, as we can see on the bottom of the screen there. So Clarence get this one out now. First inside 50 of the day, but it's marked down there by Bowen Pearce. And he's going to repel out of the back 50 for Launceston. So we see a real country feel down at Richmond Oval with all the cars, people sitting in the back of the boot, which is always a great sight to see when you're at a country ground, as Clarence have taken over Richmond Oval this year, as we spoke about. And we're going to have a shot on goal here through Luke Swinton.
Well, this is the man, isn't he?
He was. I was just about to mention, Breno. He took the words right out of my mouth. He was the man that won the game for Clarence against Launceston at Windsor Park in round 6 when he kicked that goal. I think there was about 30 seconds to play in that game. So he's a man that knows how to kick a goal against Launceston, is Luke Swinton. He's going to come in now for his first shot of the day. Luke Swinton off the boot. I think it's going to get there. It is, actually. It looks good. Luke Swinton has put one through, and that's his first for the day and the first for Clarence.
Well, that's what he can do. He's come across from Lindisfarne, of course, to join Clarence. And, winning that game up in Launceston at the start of the year, as you mentioned, Ryan. So he's been a very handy inclusion this year for the Roos. No doubt about that. Part of the Ford group. And they're without Chris Neal today as well, who's out suspended. So we got our first look at all the Clarence forwards in the same team last week. But today we lose Nealdy, or they lose Nealdy. So it'll be a different look again. There you go, Luke Swinton, 7 goals for the year. So we're back in the middle now. Umpire throws it up. Wade Wall got first use of it on that occasion. We'll just try and work it out. Here's Ollie Davis, who was prominent last week. Had 27 disposals, was everywhere you looked.
G last week, he was.
Was for me, absolutely. Up they go again. Gronewegan and Wall. Wall got the fist to the footy. Bouncing ball, picked up by Tuthill. Now, mark taken by Boyd. Jacob Boyd goes the short kick. It's a target. Fletcher Seymour playing against his old club this afternoon. Player that's taken the comp by storm the last 3 or 4 years. He uses the man that came into the side as a late change this afternoon, Brendan Taylor, who's replaced Mitch Thorpe. The coach sitting this one out today. As we mentioned, this is Launceston's final home and away game of the season, so give Thorpe a couple of weeks to freshen up before finals. Sam Foley gets it in, and Michael Musica, open goal, easy as you like, and that's Launceston's second.
Terrific play there from the Blues. They play end-to-end footy terrifically well out of that back 50. Obviously, when you've got guys like Jacob Boyd down there, he plays in the back 50. Ryan Tyrrell has had a really good year off in the back pocket, and also Jake Smith. When you've got guys like that that can rebound out of the back 50 incredibly well, gives their forwards first use of the footy, and they had one over the back there, and it's gone through in for a goal on their second of the day. Entertaining contest so far. 3 goals scored in the opening 7 minutes. Well, we only had 3 goals in round 6, so it's good. I like it. It was a hard game to call in round 6 with only 3 goals. So.
It would have been. Pretty bright here too at the moment. The weather is okay. Bit of rain about before the first bounce, but it looks okay at the moment.
It does. So we've got a change in the ruck now for Clarence. Ball goes up. I think it's going to be recalled. It is. So number 32 in Jack Tilley is going to take the ruck now for Clarence against Gronewegan. So ball goes back up now. Gronewegan wins that one down, but it's straight down the throat of Jeremy Webley. It's going to be a Joby Harper kick now. He kicks inside 50. Man in front, though, is number 9 in Zach Bushnut. He gets that footy. Whistle's been blown. I think it might be a free kick to Clarence. It is. It's going to go to number 46 in Baker Smith for a push in the back. So they've surprised a fair few this year, Clarence. Many people weren't sure how they'd go in 2020, but they're sitting in the top 4 at this point of the season. If they can have a good showing today, it's going to go a long way into giving them a finals berth this year. So pack forms on the wing, and we're going to have a ball up with just over 8 minutes gone in the first quarter.
You'll see just to the right of screen here, the Clarence have brought the truck in. That's where they've been coaching from. You'll see all the coaching staff there to your right.
Very country feel about it, isn't it? So Joby Harper now gets a quick kick out of that pack. Ball goes down to the skipper of Clarence in Brady Jones. He's set upon by 2 Blues. Whistle's blown. I think it might be a free kick to the Clarence. It is. So a few free kicks early for Clarence today. So this ball's going to go straight up the line on the far side wing. Not a great kick there, though, by the Roos. Ball trickles forward for Clarence, though. Pressure there by number 6 in Sam Green. They're a high-pressure side, Clarence, especially down forward when that gets there, so that's a worry for Launceston. Great punch over the back there by Baker Smith. He's been lively in the last couple of minutes. Ball goes forward. Ethan Jackson's there. Didn't play the last game against Launceston, so he's a handy inclusion today against a really good midfield of Launceston. So as I just spoke about, I think Ethan Jackson and Brady Jones, the skipper, didn't play in round 6, so it's a very handy couple of inclusions, especially when they were able to beat Launceston last time they played each other.
Absolutely. So a ball up taking place in Clarence's attacking end of the ground here at Richmond Oval. Up it goes. Roos win it down, but it lands straight in the hands of Seymour. His handball, though, it was errant, and Webley went for a shot at goal, smothered, and the ball Falls to ground, another ball up. So been happening in that little passage of play.
Had that breakout year last year, didn't he, Fletcher Seymour, in his first year for Launceston?
Yeah, he's been a good player. Cricket background too, of course. Played underage cricket for Tasmania. Gronewegan. Jackson, little toe poke forward. Bouncing ball. Dangerous spot here for the Launceston defence. Propotny. Ball up. Another interesting player we spoke of earlier, Baker Smith, the son of Matthew Smith, the former New Norfolk coach. So
it's been good early, Baker Smith.
Gronewegan taps it down. Blues try and get it through Harper. Good pressured game this so far. They get it forward through Tyrrell, and that's out of bounds though. Not the result they're after, Launceston. And the kick will be taken by the Roos. They work it back now, Clarence. Try and switch play here. Bouncing footy. Sam Lewis-Johnson's turnover though. Blackberry goes to the top of the square. Launceston players loose. It's a dangerous spot here. Riley trying to get boot to ball. It's just gone through for a minor score. So little let off there for Clarence.
So they bring it back out now to the Roos. Out to the skipper and Brady Jones. He's a very good ball user, is Brady Jones. Obviously his 150th game at 8 for Clarence. Not a great kick there though by Brady Jones. Put the commentator's curse on him there. So we're going to have a ball up inside 50 for the Blues. Ollie Davis was the man on the bottom of that pack for Clarence. So ball goes up, one down by right. Quick handball out there by the Roos. Kick up the line now. It might go out of bounds on the full, it has. So it's going to be a Launceston kick through number 8 in Miller Hodge. Just off camera there. So he's going to bring this ball back into play now. He drives down the line. It's just gone inside 50. Riley threw from back. Didn't really give that much. I think the umpires paid a free kick against him. He doesn't agree with it though, Dylan Riley. If anyone was going to take a mark at the back of that pack though, it was probably him. So it's going to be a free kick to Clarence now. Through Bushnut. He's going to bring this straight into the centre of the field now. Zach Bushnut. Great kick to the coach in Webley. He takes a terrific grab in front of Tim Jones. So Jeremy Webley now. He's going to bring this to the commentary side of Richmond Oval. Puts it out in front of that man in number 1, James Holmes. He can't take the mark as that's gone out of bounds. Boundary throw in. 12 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Yeah, right in front of us here in the commentary position. And wait the ball in, up it goes. 2 rucks go at it. Jones got boot to ball. Good to see him back playing TSL footy. Spent some time in the VFL with the Northern Blues. And playing some footy in Victoria the last couple of years. Played with the Western Storm.
Terrific to see all these players coming back in 2020, isn't it, Breno?
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen a few now come back into the competition. So nice one to land on your lap for Launceston on the eve of finals as Gronewegan tried to get first use of that, but here's Seymour, just shrugged off his opponent. Handball backwards. Bouncing ball now inside Clarence's attacking 50. Is this their moment to get a goal? They're held up. It was Davis with the footy, and he'll get a free kick for a high tackle.
Spot on there. Umpire called the high tackle, and Ollie Davis, who, as we spoke about, was BOG last week in that loss, that tight loss against the Tigers down at the Twin Ovals. He's going to have his first shot on goal for the day, and he's, if I'm right, Breno, he's in draft calculations for this season.
Oh, absolutely. I think we'll see his name called out whenever the draft is held this year. I don't think we have a date for it yet, but
don't know.
As you can hear through the microphone, and as you can see with the trees behind the goals, quite windy here at Richmond Oval. Ollie Davis comes on in. His kick is on its way, and it is offline to the left for a minor score.
So, first point of the day there for Clarence. So, Jamison House was going to bring that in, but he's giving that ball off to Ryan Tyrrell. So, Tyrrell brings that ball back into play now for Lonnie as we're just about to approach time on in the first quarter. Dangerous kick inside, but it's going to work well for Lonnie. Mark's been taken for the Blues through Jamison House. He's going to drive this to the far side of the ground. Samuel Foley went up for that, couldn't take the mark. It's all Roos on the bottom of this pack. Ball spills out now. Kick forward by Launceston. No one's there. other than Brady Jones for Clarence. He gives the handball off to number 8 in Jared Harper, who gave to Bushner, who gave back to Jones. He's driven back inside the back 50 for Clarence. They're going to switch this play now. Dangerous kick though, but if Josh Green's there, he gives out to Kieran Howlett. So fast ball movement here from the Roos, which is good. If they can get the ball inside 50 quick and fast, it's going to worry North Launceston as they've got possession now through Gronowegan. It's a big man, he's Gronowegan. Handy inclusion today for Timmy Auckland, who, as we said, has had a fantastic year for Launceston. So it's back on the half-back flank now for Launceston through Jamison House. He takes a running bounce as the big man. Drives it up to that wing side of the ground on the far side of Clarence Oval. I think the umpire's paid a mark. It's play on advantage through Bushner. He's going to bring this one inside 50. Bouncing ball over the back. There's 2 players there. It's all Launceston now, though. Good attempt there by the Clarence forward, though. He's got some support now in a teammate. But Launceston cut off there, though. It's gone out of bounds there. Terrific cut off there from number 57. I think that man was.
Free kick here.
Free kick
going to Launceston, and Tuthill will be the man with the footy. Back pocket. Looks to go up the line. Goes short in the end. Mark taken. So Hodge with the footy. 2-2-14. His side leads to 1-1-7. Final stage of this opening term from Richmond Oval in southern Tasmania. Harper flew. Got the footy in the end. He's had a good year. Joby Harper. Bouncing ball. Pick it up off the ground. It's held up. Davis throws himself in there like we see him do each and every week for his footy club. Jeremy Webley not too happy there.
You spoke about Brent. Joby Harper's had a terrific year. It's fair to say he's going to be right there at the point in the year for all the individual awards.
Yeah, no doubt about that. As we see the rucks go at it. Seeing Jack Tilley in the ruck there for the Roos. As Lonnie work it forward now through Gronowegan. Bouncing ball. Little tap forward. Clever little tap there from Dakin. Here's a chance now for the Blues again. They go inside 50 and all open was that man on your screen, Alec Wright, who's had a shot earlier this quarter. This time he's directly in front. Distance may test him, but he'll back himself in here, it seems.
He wasn't too sure when he took that mark if he could get the distance, but I think he's going to back himself in. He usually takes the third best defender when Thorpe is in with Riley, but he's a terrific marking forward for Lonnie, is Alec Wright.
In he comes. This would be a nice way to start the first quarter if he can convert from here. He won't, though, and that has gone right to the line. The mark taken by Harper. It is. Joby Harper, what can't he do? Mark's on the line. Will kick from a tight angle. As I said, there's not much this man cannot do. You'd think he'll swing around here and have a look at it. Joby Harper, one of the best players in the competition, wheels around, looks at goal, and that has gone across the face to the left and a minor score.
If he had to put that through, Harper was going to give the assist there to Alec Wright, but he wasn't able to put that through Harper, but he's had a terrific year, has the big man for Launceston. So Clarence have brought this one out now through Propotny. He's got the ball just coming up to the wing now. He plays on. He's going to kick this directly down the line. Push out there by Chug for Lonnie. Free kick not paid though for Clarence, and the ball's gone out of bounds. So Launceston currently lead this game 2-3-15 to Clarence 1-1-7. Top 4 battle here on the TSL live stream today. Both sides have had a terrific season. Gronowegan goes up against Wall. Wall gets the crumbs off the ground. He kicks that one inside 50. Mark not taken there for Clarence though. Ball spills back out of the forward 50. Appeals for ball now from a few Clarence players. Umpire disagrees. So we see on screen there, Breno, Josh Green, how would you assess his year in his first season back for Clarence?
Yeah, look, Jeremy Webley said it perfectly. I think it takes some time to adjust to different competitions, and obviously he played footy in Victoria last year coming out of the AFL system, so you just need time to adjust to TSL footy. As we see, right again with the footy, goes inside 50. Riley couldn't take the mark. Good defensive effort there from the coach, Jeremy Webley, and the ball goes over for a boundary throw-in. Right
in saying there's a bit of a succession plan with Green and Webley?
Yeah, not sure. We sort of try to get to the bottom of that a little bit. I'm assuming Josh Green wants to become a coach in his own right at some point. But I think Jeremy Webberley's doing a great job at the moment with this group, and we want to see and reap the rewards with them as they come through. As we see Musica put it on the boot. It's all Clarence there to mop it up, though. Big, strong tackle from Taylor. Still alive here. Blackberry throws it on the boot. Going towards the goal line. A little slip over there. And Jeremy Webberley wins the handball out. But here we go. A little break clean and break through. Is that a goal? No, it's gone across the face, and the siren beats them all. Gee, it's hard to call down that pocket.
Hard to see that ball. We thought it had gone through the umpire, waiting for the umpire to give us a signal.
It was
but
straight across the face.
It's gone straight through on the quarter-time siren. So as we sit now in this contest, the siren's blown, and it's Launceston with a 2-3-15 to Clarence 1-1-7 lead. And it was a pretty short quarter, that one, only 20 and a half minutes played in the first.
Yeah, just the 3 goals kicked, as you say, Ros. So it was always going to be a shortish quarter. But I think Clarence will be pretty happy that they've kept in touch here and only trailed by 8 points. Important game for the Roos. We know that. They've got to keep winning to stay in the top 4. They're on the same amount of points as the Tigers. They're taking on North Launceston this afternoon. They've got a nice percentage, but yeah, if they lose and the Tigers win, they slip out of the top 4. So big game, this one. There's some of the highlights on the screen. We'll leave you with those for a few minutes and be back after a short break with the second quarter. Welcome back to Richmond Oval on a Saturday afternoon TSL live stream. It is Launceston leading this one at quarter time, 2-3-15 to 1-1-7. Launceston kicking against the breeze in that opening term, but they lead it by 8 points. Brent Costello alongside Ryan Rosendale this afternoon. Ryan, what do you make of the opening quarter?
It's a good quarter from both sides, really. I thought Lonnie probably controlled the play in their half of the ground for the majority of it, but Clarence, when they went inside 50, looked dangerous. Their forward pressure was good, so if they can keep that up, and they'll be going with the breeze this quarter, if they can pile a few goals on this quarter, they'll be right in this contest at half-time.
Just the 3 goal kickers so far for the game. 2 for Launceston, Michael Musica and Dylan Riley, and the 1 for Clarence came from Luke Swinton, who, as you said, Ros, kicked the match winner up at Windsor Park earlier in the year in that 3-goal game, which was won by, what was it there, one point to Clarence, was it?
Yeah, 2-5-17, Clarence to 1-10-16, Lonnie, and I think Lonnie kicked their only goal in the first quarter. So
extraordinary.
I think Jay Blackberry put that one through, if my memory serves me correct, so it was a strange game to call. But I think with the conditions today and the improvement of both sides throughout the season, we're going to get a much better contest today.
Yeah, the weather pretty good at the moment, as you can see there, blue skies, bit of sunshine out. We had a little bit of drizzle before the game started, but at the moment the weather holding off here at Richmond. As we said, an important game, this one in the scheme of the ladder. Another game underway this afternoon too at the Twin Ovals in Kingston. And Ros, you got an update on the score there?
I do, Breno. It's quarter time there, and it's the Tigers with a 2-point lead at the first break. It's Tigers 1-4-10 to North Launceston 1-2-8. So no doubt Trent Boomler will be pretty happy with the start from his men down at home.
Yeah, absolutely. As we said, the Clarence side and the Tigers both locked on 16 points. Clarence with the better percentage, but if the Tigers win today and Clarence lose, they switch positions. So a huge, huge afternoon of TSL footy as far as finals go. 1 round to go next week. We'll see the Tigers take on Lauderdale and Clarence will meet North Hobart. So this round is crucial moving forward. Just almost ready for a restart here. As you said, 8-point margin. You see there Joe Gronewegan back in this Launceston side there in the ruck this afternoon, replacing Tim Auckland, who's having a rest. He's had a massive year for the Blues since coming back to Tassie and playing in the TSL. Interestingly, Ros was supposed to play
for Clarence.
With Clarence.
That's right, yep. I do remember that. And then he, I think he was away in Adelaide last year. Is that correct? And then he moved back down due to COVID. And then, signed with Clarence. But then his old side must have gotten his ear, and he's gone back to Launceston, who are reaping their rewards so far in 2020 for Tim Auckland. So ball goes back up now. Gronewegan wins that one down against Wade Wall. He gets the ball off the ground as Gronewegan. Good follow-up by the big man. Kick inside 50 for Launceston. Bushner's there for Clarence, though. Wright picks the ball up for Launceston, though. He gives a handball off to number 21 in Jake Hines, who goes for goal, but it's cut off there by the skipper for Clarence in Brady Jones. We spoke about playing his 150th game today. He's been a great servant of the Clarence outfit since he crossed in 2012. Mark taken, though, on the wing there by number 21 in Jake Hines for Launceston, who's been a prolific goal kicker this year, Jake Hines. He's kicked 15 goals so far this year for Launceston. So, along with Jay Blackberry, who's bagged 10, Joby Harper's kicked 10. So, a lot of their players know how to find the goals, do the Blues. So, Jake Hines now comes in on 50. It's not going to trouble the goal scorer at all. Goes to the top of the square, though. Dylan Riley was there, but it's gone through for a behind, and we've got our first score of the second quarter.
A bit more on that kick than we thought.
It did, yeah. It looked like the wind might have taken that a bit. It looked like it was going to fall at the top of the square, and a mark might have been taken. But
well, the rider's screen is the way the breeze is blowing at the moment. Josh Green under the footy takes a nice grab. The former Brisbane Lion and Essendon star. Back with his Clarence Footy Club, who he won a premiership with in 2010 before being drafted to the Lions. Pack forms. Has fallen to the footy. See Tim Jones there in the number 89 Guernsey in this Launceston team. Played his first game last week for the Blues since coming back to the TSL. Up we go again. First use of it to Clarence through Wade Wall on that occasion. Here is that man, Josh Green. He held up with a footy, and he might be pinged for holding the footy.
I think you're right, Brennan.
Coming back.
I think there was no advantage there called by the umpire. It's going to be a free kick to Lonnie on the wing of the commentary side of Richmond Oval.
There's the replay of that particular incident. And Lonnie do have the footy. They've gone short here. hit up Fletcher Seymour. Looking for an option to go deep inside 50 by the look. That's where he goes. Pack forms, and out the back it might be bouncing, but touched, and another minor score for the Blues.
Feels like Dill Riley's copping a fair bit of attention every time he goes in the ball. It seems like there's 2 or 3 Clarence defenders, so there's no doubt they're worried about the Hudson medal leader today. Looks like Zach Bushner might have the job on him so far. So he's going to get this ball now, is Bushner in the back pocket. So play on call by the umpire. I wanted to just come off his line there, did Bushner. He gets around Dylan Riley though, kicks to the commentary side of the ground just here in front of us. Might have been high there on number 8 in Jared Harper. Free kick not paid though. Josh Green gets there for a bit of help.
Bit to say to each other.
Against Jamison House. Bit of a mismatch there in size difference between Green and House. So boundary thrown right in front of us here at Richmond Oval. Ball goes up. Wade Wall, sorry. I think that was it was Wall in the ruck. He won that one down. So both ruckmen go to ground now. Seymour's got that one on the bottom of the pack. He's tackled though by Darcy Gardner. Another one of these Clarence youngsters has had a terrific year. So we're going to get a throw up now. Groenewegen and Wall. Groenewegen wins that one down. Gets it out to Gardner. Wall with the follow-up now. Gives a handball off. Sam Lewis-Johnson's got the footy. Disposed of though. Blackberry has it now. Gives off to Seymour. He's set upon by 3 Clarence players. Have a ball up. And the big reason I think when these teams played in round 6 that Clarence were able to hold on to just the 1 goal for the game was their tackle pressure all game. So they're a terrific tackling side, Clarence, and they were terrific that day in that KPI. So if they can do that again today, they'll give themselves every shot. As Jeremy Webley now flicks that handball out. He was looking for Ollie Davis. He couldn't get the ball though. And as I spoke about, it's great tackle pressure from both sides at the minute.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. If you're just joining us this afternoon, Mitch Thorpe, the Launceston coach, the late out, replaced by Brendan Taylor. As Clarence get first use out of the ruck, but went straight to Hines, and the ball's gone out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. As mentioned earlier, this is Launceston's last game of the home and away season. They have the bye in the final round next week, so they will finish second on the table. Been a great year for the Blues under Mitch Thorpe. I think would be in the box seat to qualify for the grand final. As we see, Davis has tunneled one out to Webley. Harper. And now the Warriors go forward through Gardner. Nice mark out in front. Jacob Young takes off straight away, wastes no time. Pops it inside 50. Nobody home, just goes over the head of Sam Green, trying to work it under his spell. Now Noah Holmes out the back, puts the big crunching tackle on his Launceston opponent, but it goes out of bounds.
A terrific year, Noah Holmes. As we said, he kicked 6 goals, I think, in the schools grand final a few weeks ago. He kicked 8 goals for the season for Clarence, so he's another one of these young guns for the Roos that's had a terrific campaign so far. This ball comes back in now. House in the ruck wins that one down. Kick out now, looking for Seymour. Ball looks like it was going to go out, but it stays in. Blues get this one. Blackberry's got the footy now. He gives off to Seymour. Great smother there, though, by Clarence, and the ball's gone back out of bounds. So, 10-point ball game here at Richmond Oval. 2-5-17 and 1-1-7. So, as we said, a top 4 clash. Important contest for Clarence today. If they can get a win, they're going to overtake, and the Tigers lose to North Launceston down at home. In the other game today, they're going to sit comfortably in 4th spot. And hopefully, if you're a Clarence supporter, tie that one up for a finals berth, as Josh Green's got the footy now. Looks for Harper. He gets the footy. Handball over from Harper. Gives it out to Kieran Howlett. Tackle there, though, by Brody Proufingman. Handball there by Jake Smith for Launceston. Ball's going to trickle out of bounds.
Tell you what, if both Clarence and the Tigers lose to that, sets up a pulsating last round. And, you know, Clarence, if they win next week, they'd be there automatically in the finals. If they lose, though, and the Tigers win, Tigers might replace them in the last round of the season, so it could set up.
Great for the comp.
Yeah, thrilling afternoon of footy next Saturday as the Blues get the footy. Now Blackberry runs onto it. They're working it forward, kicking with the breeze this quarter, but that's cut off nicely by the Bush. Zach Bushner switches play, tries to hit up Brady Jones, who gets it in the end. Handball's over the top. Harper goes across the ground. Wasn't his best kick. It's going to go towards the boundary. Picked off nicely, though, in the end by Smith, but he's tackled. And that was Alec Wright, who's been busy in this game. So we'll have a boundary throw in here. They just must have snuck over the line there. So 2-5-17, 1-1-7 is the score. Blues yet to make advantage of the breeze this quarter. Had a couple of shots on goal. Webley, handball's out now. Gardner up the ground, and Noah Holmes just pulled it down from the sky. Lovely grab. Holmes goes short, tries to spot up Green, put him under a little bit of pressure. James Holmes there. Dakin. And umpire blows the whistle for another ball up.
Tell it's windy at Richmond Oval when you see Holmes' mullet flapping in the wind as he took that grab.
Couple of nice mullets. I know Jeremy Webley's still rocking the ISO haircut as well as it goes up again. Big punch from Gronewegan. Green trying to get the handball out. Working it forward now. Again. In for another stoppage here. Ball up. 8 minutes gone. 8.5 minutes gone. Second term.
Little competition maybe, Brenner, happening down at Launceston Arena for the best haircut.
Yeah, possibly. There's a few.
You'd want to take the chocolates over the coach, though, if you're one of the young stars for Clarence. Might come back to cost you. So, might have been a blood rule there for Launceston. I think it was. So, we're going to have a ball up just outside 50 for Lonnie now. Gronewegan wins that one down. Straight to Jones. He fumbles. Set upon now. Clarence have the ball through Darcy Gardner, who's been prolific in this second quarter. Great ball movement here. Webley's got it for Clarence. Good pressure, though, by Launceston. Handball out now. Sam Lewis-Johnson's got the footy. Great smother there, though. Stays in play. No, it doesn't. Whistle's blown. So, quick ball movement there by the Roos looked good, but it was the defensive efforts from the Blues that stopped them in their tracks.
Nice crowd in here at Richmond this afternoon. We know the numbers have increased to 1,000 spectators, including teams this weekend. So, good to see a healthy crowd in here in the country match this afternoon as Green has the footy and now Blackberry gets it out of the pack, moves it forward. Lonnie have some time and space here. They go inside 50, nice mark. They'll go back and have another shot on goal, and it's this man again, Alec Wright, who's had a lot of opportunities this afternoon so far.
He has, yeah. He's stood up in the absence of the coach Mitch Thorpe, and as I spoke about in round 6, he was very good against Clarence back then. So no doubt through the week he was probably one that Jeremy Webley put a bit of time into. So he's looking for his second shot on goal today.
This for the first goal of the second term. Alec Wright will shoot from directly in front, and he's missed it off to the left. So Lonnie not making the use of the breeze here at the moment in this second term. They go to 2-6-18, 8 scoring shots to 2. They've had all the attack in front of goal, but just can't convert at the moment.
So Brady Jones was the man to bring that footy out. He's given it to James Holmes. Two good users of the ball in the back half for the Roos at this stage of the game. He gives it out to the commentary side of the ground. Does Holmes. Pack forms, no one takes a mark. Ball's on the deck. Whistle's being blown, so we're going to have a ball up. Looks like it might have been Jones. It was on the bottom of that pack for Launceston. As Clarence win that ruck tap down. Good tackling pressure here from the Roos. They're a great tackling side so far in 2020, and that's no doubt the same case today. So, again, we're going to have another ball up here, just right in front of the commentary position. Gronewegan wins that down, gets his own footy out of the ruck. Webley's got it now, tackled by Dakin. Good tackle there by Davis for the Roos. So, whistle's being blown again. Seymour was the man on the bottom of that pack for Launceston. Former Roo Clarence player. Ball goes up, Davis gets the ball off the deck. Gronewegan tries on that ball, he can't. Jack Tilley is on the bottom of that pack. Looks like he might have been thrown into the ruck to give Wade Wall a bit of a breather. So, again, another ball up in a highly contested game of footy so far. So, Seymour there for Launceston. Hot on his tail, though, is Darcy Gardner. Doesn't let him go anywhere with that footy.
Stoppage after stoppage here at the moment. No team can really break free. As the ball goes up again. Groningen, but this time it was Tilly winning it down. Now the Blues, this kick smothered off the boot, and is this a chance here for Clarence now? Webley gets it off to Davis, who handballs nicely over the top, but a big crunching tackle from behind from Miller Hodge. And it's a free kick. So Colby Whitelaw, who we spoke about
52.
pre-game, gets the 50 metres, and the son of a gun will get to have a shot on goal here potentially.
Debut today for Colby Whitelaw, as you said, Bruno, the son of Trent, 16 years old. So you have to have a fair bit of talent to play senior TSL footy if you're a 16-year-old. And if you can put this one through, there's no doubt the Clarence boys will be all over Colby Whitelaw.
Well, I haven't called his name yet, so this could be his first kick. A goal with his first kick. Colby Whitelaw does not miss. The son of a gun puts it through. Colby Whitelaw gets his team back into this one, and look at the players get around him.
They love it, the Roos. As we said, they've brought a lot of youth into this side in 2020, and a lot of people weren't too sure how they'd fare, but the youth stood up, and it's been the older brigade, Webley, Jones, Josh Green's back, that have really given them a surge into the top four. And when you can bring a 16-year-old into the side, it's going to bring a lot of youth and enthusiasm, I should say, into a team that's had a really good year so far.
I think he's grade 10.
Yep.
Extraordinary effort to be playing.
No, I wasn't playing senior footy when I was in grade 10.
No, me either. It's a great story, and a few Clarence names coming through. Scott McCallum's young fella has been in this team this year too, I believe. So plenty to like about the Roos' future as Groningen got a touch on it there. Ball not going too far. We'll have another bounce. A bit of niggle in this game. Josh Green there. And a bit to say with Timmy Jones.
Ball goes back up now. Groningen wins that one down. Goes to Harvard. It's one out there by Davis. He burst out of that pack. Ollie Davis kicks forward. Cut off there by the Launceston player. Tilly's got it though for Clarence. Looks there for Propotny. His teammate for the Roos. I think it's going to go forward. Close to the boundary line. The ball stays in play though. It's gone forward. Dylan Riley's there. So is Brady Jones. He gets a kick away. Good kick up the line there to Ollie Davis. He's had a lot of the footy early. Is the draft prospect for the end of the season. Terrific young player, Ollie Davis. He kicks up the line just in front of the Clarence bench. Pack forms. Man over the back was young. Couldn't take the mark. Great tackle there by the coach in Webley. And a few appeals there from the Clarence officials on the line, but the umpire disagrees, and we're going to have a ball up as we just tick in a time on in the second quarter. And it's a 5-point ball game.
Yeah, low scoring affair here at Richmond this afternoon. Goals at a premium and a 5-point margin. Clarence will be pretty happy with where they're at with Launceston with the aid of the breeze in this second term. Another boundary throw in here. Plenty of stoppages in this game. Good crowd in here. Clarence will have one more match here next week against North Hobart to wind up the season, and hopefully they'll be playing finals too. Fletcher Seymour, clever little tap behind Harper. And now Launceston are away here. Can they get one back on the Roos? Nice mark. No, not taken. Roos win it back through Baker Smith, and Josh Green now with the football. From Richmond too, Josh Green, so he'll love playing back here. I think Richmond was his junior club before he made his way to Clarence.
Back home.
Webley with the footy now on the far side of the ground, right in front of the Clarence interchange bench. Goes long. Mark taken. Nice jukes. Noah Holmes again. Gee, can take a mark.
That's a great grab.
Love watching this bloke play. Let's have a look at it again on the replay.
Great kick by Webley too.
Just sticks those big mitts up and just sucks it in every time just about. This will test him though, this kick. It's from a tough spot here at Richmond Oval, kicking against the breeze. Let's see what he's got for us. Noah Holmes. And he wanders. Throws it on the boot. And that has missed a lot by the look of things. Out of bounds on the full.
There's a lot you see players take terrific grabs and they just don't put the goal on the board. So, but he's been prolific all year. Noah Holmes kicked 8 goals so far this year. He's a good player, Noah Holmes, so no doubt the next footy he gets onto in the forward 50, he'll try and put one through for the Roos. As Groenewegen takes a terrific grab, does the big man in for his first game for Launceston. Takes that one in front of Baker Smith. So Groenewegen brings that one back inside to Seymour, who brings it into the centre of the ground now. He's got a man on there. Great kick by Fletcher Seymour. Ball inside 50 now for Launceston. Doesn't get to the man out the back in Dylan Riley. He gives a handball off Dylan Riley to Alec Wright. Alec Wright snaps around the body. Just misses. Alec Wright, he's been lively early, but he hasn't been able to put one through yet for Launceston.
2-7 for the Blues.
They kicked 110 last time against Clarence, so
they'll hope these missed opportunities don't come back to bite them in the second half. Bushton out with the ball. Back forms. Good grab taken.
That man again.
Noah Holmes. Wonderful player they've found here, Clarence. He goes to the wing. Grab two. No. Play goes on. Jones. Got the handball off really quickly. Another forward entry here for the Blues, but cut off by the skipper, Brady Jones. Goes to Bushner. Bushner over the top. Bailey. And now Launceston.
Oh,
was blowing the whistle. That was interesting.
50. No.
No, umpires will let it go. Tyrrell with the footy. Gets the handball away. And they go into attack again, the Blues. This one will go right to the goal line, but just way too much to the left, unfortunately, for the Blues. And the Roos will kick it back in.
A few out of bounds in this quarter. A lot of points. So they've had a lot of the footy in that forward half, have Launceston. But as we said, 2-7 so far in this game. 9 scoring shots to 3. So they should be well ahead of Clarence at this point if it wasn't for some inaccurate kicking. As Zach Bushner's got the footy now. No doubt he would have prepared this week to play on Mitch Thorpe. So no doubt he'll probably be hot on Dylan Riley's tail today. So Jeremy Webley now brings this ball out of the back 50. Goes towards the Launceston bench. Ball's going to trickle out in front of them. It has. So we're going to have a ball up now as we approach the 20-minute mark. And it's a 6-point lead to Launceston in this contest. 2-7-19 to 2-1-13. Ball comes back in now. Green against Groenewegen in the ruck. So Green's got the footy now. He goes off to the coach in Webley. Webley kicks up the line. Noah Holmes was there, couldn't take the mark. He's on the bottom of the pack though, Holmes. Gives that handball out. Ethan Jackson there with a quick kick. Gives off to Wall. Wall to Green. Green gets around one. Gives a handball off. Ball hits the deck though. Kick forward off the ground by the Roos. But it's all Launceston on the back flank. There's a man there in Groenewegen. He can't take the mark though, as Propotny repels now for Clarence. He gives off to Noah Holmes. Gonna propel this one inside 50. Good mark taken, not paid though for Wade Wall. Good follow up though as the siren blows for the end of the second quarter. And we are sitting at a 6-point ball game with Launceston 2-7-19 leading Clarence 2-1-13. Brent Costello.
Yeah, look, just looking on the screen there, look like Isaac Chugg might have got some sort of shoulder injury. As you can see there, he's sort of holding it as he's walking off the ground. So that would be a bit of a blow to the Blues. Actually, it's not Chugg. I think it's Jacob Boyd. And is it a groin or something? Sort of held his shoulder and now... Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that.
Not favouring that arm, is he?
No.
I think it is the arm. You were right on the first assessment.
So we'll keep an eye on that. But looks okay as he walks off the ground with his Launceston teammates. They hold a 6-point advantage here at half-time. 2-7-19, 2-1-13. So a low-scoring affair here. Goals at a premium. So look at the goal kickers for both sides. For Clarence, Luke Swinton with one and Colby Whitelaw with the other. On debut this afternoon, the grade 10 student. Great to see him among the goal kickers. And for Launceston, Dylan Riley and Michael Musicat with one apiece. But 9 scoring shots to 3. The story so far is that Launceston hasn't made the most of their opportunities going forward. I'm sure they'll sort that out at half-time. We'll be back soon with the second half for you here on the live stream on a Saturday afternoon. Webberley, handball's out now. Gardner up the ground, and Noah Holmes just pulled it down from the sky. Lovely grab. Lonnie have some time and space here. They go inside 50. Nice mark. They'll go back and have another shot on goal, and it's this man again. Clarence now. Webberley gets it off to Davis, who handballs nicely over the top, but a big crunching tackle from behind from Miller Hodge. A goal with his first kick. Colby Whitelaw does not miss. The son of a gun puts it through. Colby Whitelaw gets his team back. Webberley with the footy now on the far side of the ground, right in front of the Clarence interchange bench. Goes long. Mark taken, nice jukes. Noah Holmes again. Gee, can take Welcome back to Richmond Oval, Saturday afternoon TSL footy on the live stream, and at half-time in a low-scoring affair, it's a Launceston Footy Club leading 2-7-19 to 2-1-13 Clarence. Brent Costello with you commentating this afternoon alongside Ryan Rosendale. It was a slow first half full of a lot of stoppages, right?
It was, Breno, in that second quarter especially. It felt like the play was just played in the centre of Richmond Oval, and it didn't feel like either team was able to get ascendancy on the scoreboard. Lonnie had 4 scoring shots, but they were all behind, so they had a fair bit of the ball when they could get it in the forward 50, but just the inaccuracy of a few guys. I think Alec Wright might have kicked 2 behinds in the second quarter, so if they can get their kicking shoes on in the third and they can keep that forward, the ball inside that forward 50, they give themselves a shot to just break this game open in the third. But Clarence, as they did in round 6 up at Windsor Park, they've been right with Lonnie so far in this game, and it's been their tackling pressure inside the middle of the ground that's held them well so far in this contest.
We spoke about it a lot during the first half, but for those just joining us, a really important game for Clarence. They'd love to win this one and just about cement themselves a final spot. In fact, it probably would if they got the job done here today. They've got a huge percentage over the Tigers, who are in 5th place, so that would take them to 20 points if they win. So you'd think that would be enough to register that top 4 spot. So they'd love to do that and then relax next week and not have to take it to the final round of the season.
They would, Breno, as you said. They're in a battle with the Tigers for 4th, and just a score update from that contest down at the Twin Ovals. North Lonnie have kicked away in the second quarter. They lead that game 4-3-27 to the Tigers 1-6-12. So after a 2-point lead to the Tigers at quarter time, they were held to just the 2 behinds in the second quarter, and as we've seen North Lonnie do in the last 6, 7, 8 years, they're a good side that if they're behind the 8 ball, they seem to get a roll on in games and they kick away. So if Clarence can win today, they're going to extend that gap between themselves and the Tigers, and as you said, Breno, not going to next week, needing things to fall their way.
Umpire holds the ball aloft here. We're ready to get underway in the third quarter of this match at Richmond Oval, just on the outskirts of Hobart. Up we go. Gronewegan back in the side this afternoon. Got first use, but straight down to Jeremy Webberley, who pumps it forward. We believe this is the scoring end of the ground, the right-hand side of screen. Players dive all over it here. Lonnie with the footy. They're held up, though. Shouts of holding the footy, but umpire says, I'll ball it up, gents.
They rank in the top 3 in the comp for tackles, average tackles a game, Clarence. So, again, they've been high in that KPI today. One
down by the Blues. Hines tried to keep it in play, but out of bounds. Boundary throw in. So, as we said earlier, nice crowd in here this afternoon for a Saturday.
Good to have a stream game at Richmond Oval this year.
Yeah, well, this is the first one, I believe, from country town of Richmond as it comes in again. Josh Green out the back. Has a look at goal. No, it's dumped there, and
pinned.
He's going to get the free kick here by the look of things. Josh Green.
Pushing the back, maybe.
So this would be a dream start for the Roos to tie things up straight away. We'll get a good look at it too. We're right behind Josh Green here as he shoots on goal. And yeah, this to lock up the scores and be a huge moment in the game if Josh Green can convert from here.
He's kicked 9 goals so far this year. I think he had a really good game against Lauderdale a couple of weeks ago where he was able to hit the scoreboard pretty prevalently throughout that contest.
Josh Green, the former Lion and Bomber in the AFL, comes in, looks really nice off the boot, makes no mistake, the little man. And Clarence locked the scores up at 19 apiece.
That's what he can do, Josh Green, as Brent just said. He's had that experience at Brisbane and Essendon, and he was a prolific goal scorer at AFL level. So he's been a great inclusion into this Clarence lineup in 2020. Obviously spent last year playing local footy in Victoria. I think he might have won a flag playing footy in Victoria last year, if I'm not mistaken.
He did, yep.
So he definitely knows successful clubs. Obviously, he won that part of that flag with Clarence in 2010 before he got drafted. So he's a very handy inclusion for Clarence this year, and there's no mistake that he's a reason why Clarence has surprised a few people in 2020 so far.
Yeah, 10 goals for the season, a nice return for him so far. Missed a few games along the way. Wade Wall got first touch on the footy there in the restart. Blues work it forward now. They'd love the next goal here. Good mark taken by Musica, who scored one of their only 2 goals so far in this game. Goes to the goal square almost. A few players fell over there. Davis got the handball away. Kick smothered though. Chance for Lonnie to go in again here. It's picked up by Casey Brown. Little dribble kick along the ground. Ollie Davis wins it out. James Holmes. Propotny dribbles out the back to Jones, and now Webberley under pressure. Boundary throw in.
He's played a lot of game. He's probably played the majority of the game, Brady Jones, in the defensive 50 today, and he's 150th, and he's had a lot of ball down there, so different role today for the skipper. Usually gets a lot of ball in the midfield, but he's playing his role excellently today, is Brady Jones. So ball's going to come back in now. Throw-in doesn't get to either ruckman as Musica wins that footy out off the ground. Kicks to Riley. Good crumb there by Riley. Gives a quick handball off to Fletcher Seymour. He's tackled by two Roos. They're all on top of their former teammate, Fletcher Seymour. So ball up, called by the umpire. Deep inside 50 for Launceston. As Wall wins that one down for Clarence. Ball's going to trickle straight over the line though.
Mentioned Brady Jones there, Ryan.
Yep.
150 games today. It feels like he should have played 3,000 games. It feels like he's been around with this footy club for forever. I
think he came to, I read this morning, he came to Clarence in 2012. So as you said, Brent, he's been there for, what's that, 8 years. So a long time. And yeah, he's probably missed a few through injury, Brady Jones. So he's been an absolute champion of the TSL. As the ball comes out now, it's in the forward 50 for Launceston. As Music is on the top of that pack. Laying a terrific tackle on one of the Clarence defenders. Ollie Davis, that man is one of the midfielders for the Roos. So another ball up. Umpire's had his work cut out for him today with the amount of ball ups. So ball goes out to Brody Powerfreyman. It's a guy we haven't called too much today. Look, we'll be looking good in the game in this second half. Lonnie players all over this ball, but as they have done all game, Clarence right there on top of them. We'll have another ball up. So tied ball game so far, and an accurate Lonnie should be ahead if they'd kicked a bit straight up in that first half, but Clarence with 3-1, proving that accurate kicking can keep you in a contest. And I think it might be holding the ball it is on Fletcher Seymour. So Ollie Davis is going to get a free kick, coming off a best on ground effort last week against the Tigers. Tassie Devil young gun. So he's going to bring it directly up the line now for Clarence. But it's all Launceston there. The mark's been taken by the big man, Gronowegan. He brings inside to Miller Hodge, who's going to bring this into the centre of the ground to Isaac Chugg. So he brings out to number 23, Brody Powerfreyman. Up the line now. Good bit of play here by the Blues. Tim Jones has got it. He's going to drive inside 50 now. High ball goes up. Pack forms. Great grab from the side by Casey Brown. He came from absolutely nowhere, Casey Brown, for a terrific mark.
Yeah, really nice grab, wasn't it? And, yeah, this one, be nice for Lonnie if they can convert here and just ease the pressure a little. It might be a low-scoring affair at the moment, but entertaining contest, and you just feel this one might go right down to the wire this afternoon, Ryan?
It will. As we said, round 6, it was the point in it between these two sides, so they know how to create a close contest. As Casey Brown now comes in. Takes a terrific grab. Can he convert on the scoreboard for Launceston? Casey Brown doesn't look like he can. And again, some inaccurate kicking from Lonnie might come back to cost them late in this contest.
Yeah, inaccuracy's been a problem for a few clubs in the TSL this year. And yeah, certainly costing Lonnie this afternoon. They hold the 1 point advantage now as Brady Jones brings it back into play. Hodge flew for it. Fell out the back though. Crunching tackle from Webberley. And he's been done for in the back there, I think.
Not happy with it, Jeremy. Might have been a bit stiff.
Now, I think I'm right by saying Tim Jones is actually living in Howrah. So, one that got away.
He's in the area.
From the Roos, as it goes down the line again. Not sure if he was living there or is living there. I'm assuming he's not there now, given he's playing with Launceston. But there he is, that man there, Tim Jones. Nice little one for Clarence, for Launceston to get on the eve of the finals. A nice grab out in front. Big Jukes from Musica. So great mark, and he's already kicked one this afternoon. Can he go back? And got a few players loose there. Decides to ignore them and will go back and back himself in here. Let's have a look at this grab again. Really strong mark. Pulls it down nicely, and he'll go back and have a shot now. Slight angle. Really impressive player, Michael Musica. Been around the TSL system for a while now. And he comes. This one looks a little better. And he's hit the woodwork though. So another miss. It takes him to 2-9-21, 3-1-19. So yeah, a bit of work to do with the kicking at the moment, Ross.
They do, as the ball comes back out now. It's come up to the wing. Huge kick out there by the Roos as Jeremy Webley's got it. He brings that ball inside 50. There's an outnumber there on Ollie Davis. 2 against 1 in favour of Launceston. So, as we said, what is it, 2-9 now for Lonnie. Haven't kicked a goal since probably midway through the first quarter. So they've had a lot of scoring shots since that time, but just haven't been able to convert after some terrific forward play in the second and throughout this opening part of the third quarter. As the ball comes back in now. Green's got the footy there. I think he might have been holding the ball, it is. So it's going to be that man in Jamison House that's going to get a free kick in the defensive 50 for Launceston. He's going to switch this play just short to number 29 in Bowen Pearce. Not a great kick there by Pearce though. Clarence is going to get this footy out now. Goes all the way. That's going to go through, I think. It's just missed. Swinton's there though for Clarence. Might have been taken high. Play on call. Could have been taken high there again. Sam Green's there, so's Josh Green. And this ball looks like it might be a ball up. And geez, that ball.
What on earth happened there?
I'm not sure. It looked like, as the cameraman tried to follow that ball, it looked like it was good off the boot. The Clarence boys liked it, but I think it might have just bounced the wrong way on the line. And
the crowd got involved. Look at this.
Of Stevie Milne 2010 grand final about that one. It
was a massive kick.
It was a huge kick. Yeah, just bounced. Didn't like the kick there by Jacob Young. So ball's going to come back out now. I think it is. Although Clarence are doing well here to keep it inside 50. Lonnie, though, have possession now. Great tackle by Webley. Immediate calls for ball. Swinton's there for Clarence.
Jeremy Webley, filthy. He's not having a fun day with the umpires here. So Clarence is attacking into the ground. Looks like Sam Green will go into the ruck here. House, though, got first use. Down to Josh Green. Was he taken high? He was. You'll get the free kick on goal here again. Josh Green.
Smart footballer, Green. He played that one well. As you see, just slight duck ahead, but umpire called high, which it was there. So Josh Green, he's been at the elite level. He's a very smart footballer. Gets a free kick.
He does. This one will be from pretty much directly in front. Kicked one earlier this quarter. And a chance now to give his team a 4-point lead. 10.5 minutes into this third quarter. Josh Green back playing TSL footy in 2020. Looks like it's left the boot pretty well, but just offline to the right for a behind.
Jacob Boyd now to bring this one back in for Launceston. Not a great kick, though, by Jacob Boyd. It's gone straight down the throat of Ollie Davis.
Coach killer.
And just like that, we could have a 7-point play for Clarence.
Yep. Mitch thought wouldn't be liking that too much. And the young gun of the comp, Ollie Davis, who, as we said, had a terrific game last week. Hasn't been as prominent probably today as he was against the Tigers, but certainly still had a few touches here at Richmond.
He's ripping a pretty good mullet too, Breno.
Yeah, very, very nice for the young man.
So Ollie Davis now comes in for his first shot on goal today to give Clarence the lead for the first time in this contest. Ollie Davis, they like it off the boot, do the ruse. It's through. Clarence are ahead for the first time today.
Mitch Thorpe will be soothing after that. That is a genuine coach killer. Kick in from full-back, straight down the throat of a very reliable kick in Ollie Davis, and suddenly Clarence has a 5-point lead. So it just goes to show, and you make the most of your opportunities too. 4-2, 6 scoring shots to 11, and they hold a 5-point lead now.
I don't think it's a surprise to anyone that's seen Clarence play at Richmond Oval this year. They've obviously early this year they were forced out of Launceston Arena by Cricket Tas. So Richmond's their new home, and they've played it incredibly well this year. They had a really good win against Lauderdale, who's another top 4 team in round 9 and for 20 points. So there's no doubt that Lonnie would have been worried coming here today.
Yeah, they're on a march to a final spot here, the Roos. Looking pretty good at the moment. Webley throws it on the boot. It's a high ball. Mark not taken. Play goes on. Picked up by Proprotny, was it? Ball will be balled up anyway. It was Propotny under that pack there. A little bit of feeling in this now. Players realise, particularly from Clarence, what's on the line here this afternoon. Wade Wall got first use, straight to Hines of Launceston. Riley tucks the footy under his arm. Swinton just overran it. In fact, it was Gardner. Byra ball it up again. So as we said before, a win here to Clarence this afternoon just about locks in a final spot for them. They've got a big percentage over the Tigers. Unless the Tigers defeat North Launceston this afternoon, and that will create a big round of footy next weekend. Harper, handballs over the top. Hines there, throws himself on the footy, does well, gets it out. Right. And now Swinton trying to get the footy to work for him. Davis, handballed out, back to right now for Launceston. Player had the footy for Clarence. It was Samuel Lewis Johnson. And another ball up. Just saw the advertising sign there for sweets and treats, Ryan.
Had to get a run this year, I reckon.
I reckon the boys will swing by there on the bus, the Lonnie boys on the way home. One of the great establishments down at Richmond. Fletcher Seymour with the footy now. He gets it. Tried to get it down towards the Launceston attacking end of the ground, but it's picked off by Baker Smith, who centres the footy to Jones. Jones dodges and weaves around a few. Works it forward. Davis becoming prominent in this game, Ollie Davis. He goes inside 50, straight down the throat of the Launceston player in Jake Hines.
So Jake Hines now just slows this play down as we approach time on in the third quarter. It's been all Clarence in the third quarter. Almost cut off there by Ethan Jackson. Lonnie, though, do well to kid this ball out, but Clarence have got possession. Now Lonnie do it. So Alec Wright kicks that ball in the centre of the field. Great bit of play there from the young man in Baker Smith, who drives that one inside 50. Out to the advantage of Oscar Propotny, but he's outnumbered there 2-1, and it's going to be Launceston to repel this out of the back 50. Kick there, looking for Groenewegen. Can't get that footy though. It's come forward now. The inclusion's got it in Taylor. He gives off to Joby Harper. He's going to drive inside 50, but it's great cut off there by Sam Lewis Johnson. Playing in front. No doubt Jeremy Rebel will be impressed with that bit of play by Sam Lewis Johnson. As Clarence now brought this one out to the commentary side of Richmond Oval. They're going to kick directly in front of us now, looking for Holmes. Ball goes over his head though, can't take the mark. Lonnie recover. Good mark there to number 29 in Bowen Pearce. So he's got the ball now, looking for an option. Goes directly up the line, looking for Alec Wright. Great mark there, taken there by Darcy Gardner. Another one of the men that played a really good game last week against the Tigers. He brings it back to where that footy was just before. It's Lonnie though. Great bit of tackle pressure there by the Roos.
Loving the work of Baker Smith this afternoon.
He's played well.
Yeah, he has. Been fantastic for them. Ball goes up, Wade Wall. Palmed it down. Launceston get it out though. Groenewegen. Now Dakin. Blues keep it alive here. Roos right in the thick of it though. Another ball up to take place. So we've gone 16 and a half minutes in this third quarter. It's been a good one for Clarence. 4-2-26 they lead it against Launceston. 2-9-21. Here is Dakin. Handballs over the top. Now Riley. Who's he got on offer? Joby Harper, the star of the comp. Sprays it left out in the full. Don't see that too often from him.
You don't. He's an absolute star, Joby Harper. He doesn't make many mistakes, and we saw him open up a third quarter a few weeks ago down at Skybus Oval against Lauderdale, where he kicked, I think, 3 for the quarter. So he'd be dangerous up forward if he can get on the scoreboard.
Veteran Bailey boots it back into play. A long kick to the wing. Now Sam Green turns around, little tunnel ball out. Roos trying to work it forward as quick as they can. Green was clever. And now Gardner off to Green. Green works it forward. And the mark's cut off nicely by Jamison House. So reliable for the Blues. His kick, not his best. And that will bounce out right in front of us here in the commentary position for a boundary throw in.
Saw the smarts there of Josh Green. He knew if he had taken clean possession of that ball, he would have been wrapped up, but he just gave that little tap on and it worked out well in the end for the Roos. So smart footballer, as we know, Josh Green.
He is indeed. Won't be too long left in the quarter here. Shorter quarters this year in the TSL. Not too many goals kicked in this match. Here is Hines. Seymour. Turned over by the Roos. Wade Wall throws it on the boot. Webley went for the mark. Wanted the free kick, but we'll have a boundary throw in instead.
It's like he's shifted forward, has the coach in Webley, so played a lot of the game in round 6 in the midfield, and he was one of the better performers for his side that day. So he started the year in the defensive 50, Webley, so he's been a bit of a utility player so far for the Roos in 2020. He's a man that can play all over the ground. Ball comes back in, no ruck goes up there as Launceston get possession now. Hines has got it. Ball bounces outside of the back 50. They've brought it to the wing now, have the Blues. That man in Dylan Riley, the Hudson medal leader at the moment. He brings his footy back into the centre of the ground to a free man. So that man was Jacob Boyd. He's brought the footy out now to Jack Tuthill. He's given off to Casey Brown. Great fly there from Alec Wright. It was a terrific spoil there from Baker Smith. Ball inside 50 now though for Launceston. They're outnumbered here at the Blues, but it might work out all right. Fletcher Seymour's got the footy, gives off to Riley, gets around one, gives a handball off. That man is Jared Dakin. It's not going to go through. I think it might have been a behind, it is. So again, that makes it 2-10 Launceston to 4-2-26 Clarence. It's a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, the breeze is pretty strong at the moment. Brady Jones, the milestone man, brings it out, goes to the wing. Players flew. Swinton trying to cast it under his spell. Now Gardner goes to the paint at 50. It's all Launceston though, and House again. Done this a lot this afternoon. The Blues tries to find someone. Decides to go to the interchange bench. That's a nice mark from Jacob Boyd. And there's the siren for three-quarter time. What was a good quarter for Clarence. They lead this one 4-2-26 against an inaccurate Launceston, who are 2-10-22. There they are, the goal kickers on your screen. Luke Swinton, Colby Whitelaw on debut, Josh Green and Ollie Davis. And for Launceston, Dylan Riley and Michael Musica with one apiece. Ryan Rosendale, how do you see this one playing out in the last term?
Well, at this point, Brent, I would have to say Clarence are in the box seat to walk away with a win at home. As we said, it's been the story of the day for Launceston. Inaccurate kicking, 2-10, so 12 scoring shots to 6. So it might come back to haunt them late in this contest, but we know that Launceston are a quality outfit sitting second on the ladder. So whichever way it goes, there's no doubt room for a cracker of a last quarter.
Yeah, we are indeed. Grandstand finish coming up for you here on the live stream on a Saturday afternoon. We'll be back with the final quarter right after this. Lion and Bomber in the AFL. Comes in, looks really nice off the boot. Makes no mistake, the little man. And Clarence locked the scores up at 19 apiece.
Here by the Blues. Tim Jones has got it. He's going to drive inside 50 now. High ball goes up. Pack forms. Great grab from the side by Casey Brown. He came from absolutely nowhere, Casey Brown, for a terrific mark.
Yeah, really nice grab, Tim Jones. Nice little one for Clarence, for Launceston to get on the eve of the finals. A nice grab out in front. Big Jukes from Musica. He comes. This one looks a little better. And he's hit the woodwork though. So another miss. Takes him to 2-9.
Ollie Davis now comes in for his first shot on goal today to give Clarence the lead for the first time in this contest. Ollie Davis, they like it off the boot, do the ruse. It's through. Clarence are ahead for the first time today.
Mitch Thorpe will be Welcome back to Richmond Oval. Final quarter coming away here on the TSL live stream on a Saturday afternoon. It's Launceston trailing Clarence 2-10-22 to 4-2-26. Should be a ripping end to this game. Brent Costello with you alongside Ryan Rosendale. Good quarter from Clarence there, Ryan.
It was a good quarter, Breno. As you said, they took control of the contest throughout that game, and Lonnie haven't scored a goal since the probably the 10 to 15 minute mark of the first quarter. So as they did in round 6, Clarence have held Lonnie pretty well on the scoreboard. So if they can continue their run in that aspect of the game, there's no doubt they'll give themselves a decent crack at extending that 4-point lead they've got and walking away with a pretty good win today. And just a score update for everyone on the game down at the Twin Ovals. North Lonnie currently lead that game 7-4-46 to the Tigers 2-6-18. So Clarence in the box seat to take a hold of 4th position if they can get a win today.
Yeah, well, that would lock in a final spot for Clarence if they can win this and the Tigers lose. They're on their way to finals footy, which is huge for this Clarence Footy Club, who we weren't sure what to expect for in 2020. Here's Webley, who's done a great job with this young group. Bouncing ball and picked up by Swinton. Quick hands off. I love the first goal here of the final term, the Roos. They might get it through Josh Green. He throws it on the boot. Goes to the top of the square, punched away. Now House, so reliable in defence. Ball to ground, and we might have a ball up. We do, so yeah, Clarence, if they can get this first goal, really give them some confidence going into this last term.
And all the Roos since that opening siren of the second half. This ball goes back up now, deep inside 50 for the Roos. It's a kick out though by the Launceston defender. Doesn't go very far though. Jared Harper's there, he follows that ball out of bounds. And as we said, Clarence, if they can walk away with a win here, it would give them a heap of confidence going to next week, knowing they're not playing for a final spot against North Hobart at home next week. So ball goes back up now. Wade Wall does well that time against Groenewegen, wins it down. Ball trickles forward for Clarence. It's going to trickle out of bounds. It is. So 4-point lead here to the Roos on the live stream at Richmond Oval. First one at Richmond Oval this year, the new home ground for Clarence. They've played this ground incredibly well this year. Beaten fellow top 4 side Lauderdale here a few weeks ago. So whistle's being blown. Not sure whose ball. It might be the Roos. I think it is.
You don't want to look too far ahead here either, Ros, but if Clarence can win today, there's no guarantee Lauderdale could win next week either. They've got a tough game against the Tigers as well. So if they can win the next couple here, Clarence, they could even slip up to 3rd. So
big loss too for Lauderdale on Wednesday night, Bruno, with Hayden Smith.
Absolutely. So we could see a rematch between these two teams potentially in the first week of finals.
Take a massive amount of confidence out of today if that was to happen, as Jacob Young now comes in for his first shot of the day. Jacob Young doesn't trouble the score. I think it's gone through for a behind. Got close to that point post, it has. So first score of the 4th quarter for Clarence. They lead this game 4-3-27 to 2-10-22. As Dakin's got it now for Launceston. He kicks out of the back 50. Handball there by Launceston. Seymour's got it now. He gives it wide. It's all Launceston on the commentary side of Richmond Oval now. Jones has got it. Brings a handball back inside. Puts his teammate under a heap of pressure though in Alec Wright. Wade Wall's got him. I think it might be holding the ball given the reaction from the Clarence faithful.
Had to be there. They got that right. Wade Wall with the ball. Gives it off quickly to Jeremy Webley, the coach of Clarence. And that's not his best work. It's gone straight down the throat of Jacob Boyd. He wastes no time. Gets it inside the centre square. Spots up a teammate. It's Jake Hines. Hines now works it forward. Mark taken on the chest of Casey Brown. Right in front of his teammates there on the interchange bench. Brown now wants to go deep into 50. Can they take a mark here? They need a goal, Launceston. They trailed this one by 5 points. 2-10 to 4-3. 12 shots to 7, but Clarence hold the advantage at the moment. Big smack out there by Waywall. Harper, Holmes. And now Harper again. Works it up the line. Pack forms. was House that couldn't hang on to it, or Hines in fact. Clarence players into the turf. There's Mitch Thorpe on the screen, the late out. See Jay Blackberry there with the tracksuit top on as well. So he's
day's done, looks
day
like
done potentially, or just keeping warm, but you'd think with the tracksuit top on, he might be having a rest for the rest of the game. Swinton takes the mark for Clarence. Who's he got on offer? The kick has gone straight to the man on the mark. And a big tackle from behind as well. And a ball up.
As we see, Jay Blackberry there, but I'm not sure we called him throughout that third quarter, so he might not have played since, might have gone off at half time, so it could be an injury. It's not a guy you want on the pine if you can help it. So ball comes back out of that pack now. Joby Harper's there. He's immediately tackled though by the Clarence midfielder, and it's going to be a ball up. So, as we said, I think Lonnie in round 6 only kicked 1 goal 10. So, they've been a high-scoring side all year, bar the games against Clarence. So, Clarence have found the way to hold them pretty well on the scoreboard in their 2 encounters so far this season. There's a tackle there by James Holmes on Dylan Riley. So, again, we're going to have a ball up. The umpire's definitely had his work cut out for him today with the ball ups. So Wade Wall now on the bottom of this pack. Tim Jones is there. Going to have another ball up. So
6 goals for the game. Yeah. Very low scoring affair, just as it was, but you could blame the weather in Launceston earlier in the season.
Yeah,
but just inaccurate kicking today, for a lot of it for Launceston, as Ollie Davis gets boot to ball. Punched away though. Davis gets it back, but kicked into the man of the mark and out of bounds.
Even that game in round 6, Breno, it wasn't, I think it might have rained that morning in Launceston, so Windsor Park was a bit muddy underfoot.
Yeah.
But for the game, it held off, so it was just a bit of a sluggish day, that game. But yeah, these sides don't like to kick high scores against each other, that's for sure.
No, they don't. The ball comes back in, Gronewegan and Wall. Gronewegan won it down. House over the top. Seymour. Can they get a much-needed goal here, Launceston? It was thrown on the boot of Dylan Riley, but through for a minor score. So that takes them to a 4-point lead now, Clarence, to 11 to 4-3. Brady Jones with the footy, full-back, and gets it to Harper. So Harper got an offer. Might get it back to Brady Jones here. He's been met by an opponent, though. So he goes long now. Really flirting with the boundary. It's out on the full, so Lonnie will have the chance to go into attack again here. This man's been pretty prominent today, Alec Wright.
Yes.
See what he's got on offer. Goes inside 50. Pack forms underneath the footy. No one could take the mark, but out the back, can they get it? Still alive for Hines. He's met by a wall of Clarence defenders. Seymour now. And now thrown on the boot of Tyrrell. And again, across the face. Another point for the Blues.
2-12 now for Launceston. 24 to 4-3-27. So they're only 3 points down with 8 minutes almost gone in this game. But again, it's been the wayward kicking of the Blues that's cost them a bigger lead in this game, and probably
good mark
in the same respect kept them in it, really, with only a 3-point deficit. Good mark there, as Brett just said, to Luke Swinton. He gives wide to Josh Green, just right in front of us here at Richmond Oval. So the former Lion and Bomber in the AFL, he brings up the line. Looks for Wade Wall there, can't take the mark. The Clarence big man. Ball goes to Grand Jeremy Webley, applies good pressure there. Wrights there, gives it off to Gronewegan. Might have been a throw there, play on, says the umpire. Josh Green's there, good tackle by Green. Calls for high. I think it's going to be a ball up. Josh Green not happy with the attention there from Jake Smith. So, a bit of push and shove there. Josh Green blows a kiss to the fans at Richmond Oval. That's good from Josh Green. We like that on the TSL live stream. Bit of showmanship from the Clarence forward as ball goes inside 50 now for the Blues. It's going to go out of bounds, and we like that, Breno, don't we, from Josh Green?
No, I don't mind it. It's obviously getting some stick there from someone and just letting him know about it, so don't mind it. Really important 10 minutes coming up for Clarence here. It looks like the Tigers will get rolled by North Launceston at the Twins. As we said, Clarence would move to 20 points here. Got a far superior percentage over the Tigers. Here's Seymour. Tried to tuck the footy under his arm and run, but was held up. Harper now gets it out for Clarence. How far can he get it up the line? Punch from behind. Gronewegan, little toe poke forward. And now Lonnie have a look at goal. It's another behind. They just can't convert here. That was Casey Brown on that occasion.
So much of the ball inside 50, but as you said, Bruno can't convert on the scoreboard. 2-13.
15 shots to 7. They trail it by 2 points. Just going back to that percentage, it's the Tigers with 68%, Clarence 102. So as good as a win, that percentage. Another 4 points. So yeah, a win today would secure Clarence a likely finals berth. So plenty to play for here. 2 point buffer at the moment. Exciting end of this game coming up for you on the live stream this afternoon. Players fly for it. It's a great mark by the veteran in Jace Bailey. Boos there as well. Not sure who they're from at a home game, but
Lonnie supporters might have made the trip down.
Coming from the same area that Josh Green just blew that kiss. Here it is, I think, on the replay. And a couple there.
2 from Greenie.
Very nice.
So ball comes back in now on the wing. Tilly wins that one down, but it's taken out of the ruck by Jake Hines. He kicks inside 50. Launceston player there in Brodie Powerfreeman. Can't get that ball out. He does, though. Does well there to Brendan Taylor. The inclusion today for Mitch Thorpe. So many players around this footy. It's a kick out there by the Roos. It's all Launceston on the paint of 50. Good mark there to the man that started that play in Jake Hines. He's going to go back for a shot on goal to hopefully put his side in front.
Well, yeah, just needs to kick it, doesn't he? Get things back on track here. 2 goals for the game. Hard to believe, isn't it? From the second place team on the table at typical conditions, I know that. But
they've kicked 100 points 2 times this year too, so strange from Launceston. So Jake Hines now for his first goal of the day to put his side in front late in this contest. Looks good off the boot. They like it, the Blues. Jake Hines kicks his first for the day and he gives Launceston the lead.
Yeah, they just needed it, as we said. So really important goal. It's their third. They get around him. They know what that means. So 3-13-31. They lead it now to 4-3-27. So the pressure now back on the Roos to try and get themselves back into this contest. It was a lovely kick.
Tough kick too.
Yeah, really tough from that side of the ground. But Jake Hines made it look really easy. So a much-needed goal goes the way of Launceston, and game back over to you, Clarence. What do you got for us? That's 16 goals for the year for Jake Hines, as you can see on the screen. He's a great player, burst on the scene a couple of years ago for the Blues. So we restart in the middle. Gronewegan palmed it down. Is that the floodgates opening for Launceston now? Done all the attacking, 16 shots to 7, as we say. Maybe that's the spark they needed to get things back on track. Harper out the back. Just bumped off the ball a little. Oh, clever kick. Fletcher Seymour now, little ground grubber. Didn't work for him, but it works okay for Launceston in the end. He got it again. Here's Riley. Handball's back. Chance for Launceston, but down the throat of Sam Green, who's playing in defence at the moment. Green wastes no time in playing on Weberly. No, I think it's out.
It is.
So Launceston will get the kick, and it's that man, Dylan Riley, with the footy. So dangerous, we know that. He goes short. What's he got on offer? Falls in front of his teammate, and it might have been Tim Jones, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Try to do everything right there, Dylan Riley. Get the play moving quickly to give Clarence a good shot on goal through Jones, but just drop short of the midfielder Jones. So
rain starting to tumble here again, as you can see on the picture there. A few rain spots on the screen, so could be a factor too as we get deep into this final term. Here's Joby Harper from the boundary, squares it up, tries to anyway, but it goes right across the face and out of bounds.
Jeez, if there was anyone that could have done it, it would have been Joby Harper. He's had a terrific year. He's going to go close in winning all the individual awards at the point end of the year, no doubt. He's had a great 2020 campaign as Joby Harper. So ball goes back into play now, thrown by the umpire. Wade Wall against Alec Wright in the ruck. Jim Ribley's there. Plays for a free kick. Thought it was there. It wasn't, says the umpire. Play on. Clarence look to get this one out now through number 13 in Sam Lewis-Johnson. Kick out of the forward 50 now. But mark's been taken on the wing by Miller Hodge. So, again, it's going to be another forward 50 entry here for Launceston. They've had a lot of the ball in this fourth quarter down the scoring end of Richmond Oval. So, Seymour's got it now. Quick kick there to the spare man in Ryan Tyrrell.
They've sort of taken control of this game for the time being, haven't they? They've got that much-needed goal and just sort of have all the play at the moment, Launceston. So, yeah, the pressure well and truly back on Clarence. 4-point lead to the Blues.
So, Ryan Tyrrell now going to come in, kick from probably 50 or just outside 50. So, Ryan Tyrrell kicks to the top of the square. Pack forms, it's going to go for a point. So that takes Launceston now to 3-14-32 to Clarence 4-3-27. We've got a 5-point ball game.
We do. Set for a thrilling finish here. Again, it won't be a long quarter as James Holmes marks in the back pocket. Holmes, dangerous kick. It's chopped off by Dakin. And Jared Dakin will just ice some time here and go back and have a shot.
It's a great cut off there by Jared Dakin. He's been played well throughout this game. Jared Dakin, he's collected a lot of the ball and smart footballer. He knew where that ball was going, and it's always a dangerous kick when you elect to have a short kick inside 50. So Jared Dakin now.
We'll know straight away how this looks off the boot. Right behind this one in the commentary box. It looks so good from Jared Dakin, and that might be enough for Launceston to win this game.
Absolute great call there by Brent. It was terrific off the boot by Jared Dakin. Did not look like missing at all. There was a car horn there. Tried to put him off, but he made no mistake, Jared Dakin. He's a skillful player, is that man, and he's put one through and he gives them the lead 4-14-38 to 4-3-27. As we see it here again on the replay.
Beautiful kick, wasn't
Great
it?
off the boot. Made no mistake about it. Did not look like it was going to go through for anything other than a goal. And the umpire signalled it that way, and it's given them a handy lead now, Launceston, as we've just gone a minute into time on in the last quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be tough work for Clarence now. This is one that's got away from them, you'd think, at this stage, unless they can kick a couple of quick goals. But it's going to prove difficult with Launceston doing all the attacking at the moment. Wade Wall got hands to it. Ethan Jackson, who's probably been a little quiet today, haven't called his name too much. Noah Holmes works it forward. Bouncing ball. Can Clarence get one back here? A quick reply, that's what they need. But it's Hodge, though, gets the ground grabber kick and cries for deliberate. And they're going to pay it too.
Yep.
So a good result for Clarence. Or are they? No.
Maybe not. Saw a few applause there from the Clarence supporters. We thought it might have been paid, but umpire disagreed.
So in it comes again. Groenewegen and Wall. Jackson got boot to ball, but boundary line again. Finds the footy. So it won't be too long left in this game. He's currently an 11-point lead, 4-14 to 4-3. So an extraordinary amount of scoring shots, 18-7 in favour of Launceston. Here's Webley. Lonnie try and get it out of the hustle and bustle, but the ball not going anywhere. Harper's there on his knees, tried to paddle it out, and they're away now potentially. No, cut off nicely by the Roos to slow things down. Player that did well there was Lewis Johnson. Got it to Green, and now the debutant has it. Colby Whitelaw kicked the goal earlier in the game. Here's the coach, Jeremy Webley. Gets it inside 50. Out the back, can Green get it? No, he can't. Tyrrell kicks it to the wing and mopped up there nicely by Hines. Hines centres the footy. He's got a man all on his own. I think it's that man, Alec Wright, again.
He's got another man deep inside 50. I think he's going to elect to have a shot, though.
Just take some time off the clock here. No need to rush things from a Launceston perspective. So Alec Wright will go back and back himself in. They've kicked better this quarter, the Blues. They've turned things around nicely, but 18 minutes gone. You'd think, well, this would certainly ice the win for them. It's probably iced already, but Alec Wright from directly in front will kick from just before the 50-metre line. And he has made no mistake, so that is game over. Launceston will win this game, and it's one that's got away from Clarence. They came into the final term in a good position, but Launceston's class has shone in this final term. Nice kick from Alec Wright.
It was, Breno, as we see there on the replay. A lot of reward for effort there for Alec Wright. He's been lively all day in the absence of his coach, Mitch Thorpe, up forward, and I think he kicked 2 behinds in the second quarter. So he's made no mistake with that one, Alec Wright, and he's put that through. And as Brent said, it's probably an opportunity gone begging for the Roos. They held that 4-point lead at 3-quarter time, and they had a one today, they would have definitely sewn up a final spot. But it's going to come down to next week now for Clarence against North Hobart at home. It's a game they'll probably go into as favourites, but North Hobart are a quality outfit, so it'll be a danger game for them. As Tim Jones now wins that ball out of the midfield. He kicks immediately, and then Jared Dakin's got the footy. Good tackle there, though, by Clarence. Ball trickles inside 50. Good tackle there by James Holmes. Former Matthew Richardson medalist, that man. Good tackle there on the inclusion today, and Brendan Taylor in for the coach, Mitch Thorpe. So ball goes up now. Alec Wright against Wade Wall. Wall wins that one out. Webley's got it. Kick spoiled there, though. Smothered, I should say, by Joby Harper. Ground ball here. Few players around it. Good tap out there by Lonnie. They get the ball out now. Do the Blues. Groenewegans gets his kick away. Mark not taken there, though, for Launceston. Would have been paid. It went the distance. So, what are we? 20 minutes gone now, as it's been all game. Not a high-scoring game, so short quarters in this contest. So, you hit the 20-minute mark, and you wouldn't say there's long left at all in this contest. Ball goes back up now. Webley with the footy. It's taken, though, off his boot there by Brendan Taylor. It's a ruse on the bottom of this pack. Wade Wall's there. Good work there from the ruckman. Gives it out to Davis. He gets a kick in the centre of the ground, though. It's cut off there by Miller Hodge, and he says, let's slow the play down now, boys. This game's ours. So he elects now to kick inside 50. He does. So he drives to a free man there. Great grab over the back. It's been taken there as he gets up. I thought it was that man. It is Tim Jones. So to make no doubt about it, the game's already won, but just to put a bit of icing on the cake now for the Blues, Jones is going to have a shot on goal.
Yeah, skipped away to a big lead now. If they convert here, take the margin to 23 points. Can't be too long left. See the wind there and the trees blowing behind.
So Tim Jones, the former VFL player, comes in, looks great off the boot. He makes no mistake. Tim Jones puts that one through, and it's going to be a Launceston win at Richmond Oval.
Yep, they've done well. As we said, class has shone through in this final term, and they're going to escape with the points here. Despite the inaccurate kicking, they're making it look a little bit more respectable now than what it was heading into this last quarter. Nice kick from Jones, nice finish.
You mentioned that for a team that's kicked pretty inaccurately, I think that might have been their third goal from that exact position today, Breno, right in front of us in the commentary box. So they've made the hard shots look easy and the easy shots look hard today.
Good call, absolutely. Dying seconds of this game, you'd think. Shorter quarters this year, we've gone nearly 22 minutes. And we're back in the middle. Up it goes. Wall one down. Seymour's in there. Jamison House as well. Ball can't come out cleanly and we'll have a ball up.
I saw during the week, Mitch Thorpe said that if they had one today, which they will, it's the first time they've beaten every side in the season of the TSL. So terrific effort from Launceston.
Yeah, great call. That's a good stat to have, isn't it, heading into a final series, knowing you've beaten every team in the competition. Webley tries to get it out. He'll be disappointed, I reckon.
They're in the box seat.
They were, yeah. Took the words out of my mouth, Ross. So certainly were. And as you say, we'll come down to next week now against North Hobart, which won't be a walk in the park. There is the siren. Launceston escape with the points at Richmond Oval on Saturday afternoon, TSL footy. That's their home and away season done and dusted, the Blues. They finished the season on 36 points after winning this one by 23, 6-14-50 to 4-3-27. A great result in the end. And they'll head into a final series now full of confidence. A few things to work on, no doubt. But they'll be there when the whips are cracking later on in the final series, I reckon.
They will, Bruno. As you said, it's been a terrific year from Mitch Thorpe. Obviously, as we just spoke about, defeated every side so far in the TSL. First time that's been done, obviously, with that win against North Launceston in round 2. That had been their kind of bogey side for the last 3 or 4 years. So there's no doubt they'll go into the bye next week looking to refresh and hopefully get a few players back. Tim Auckland will be refreshed, and we saw Jay Blackberry didn't play the second half, so hopefully it's not a huge injury to one of their star players and he can refresh next week before they go into, I'm guessing it'll be a home final at Windsor Park, considering they finish second.
Yep.
They play the team that finishes in third spot, so at this point in time that would be Lauderdale. But as we said, if Lauderdale are to lose both their next 2 contests, it could be Clarence. So these two sides could see each other again in the final series.
Yeah, they definitely could. So we know that North Lonnie will beat the Tigers. So Clarence and the Tigers both remain on 16 points. Looking ahead to next week, as we say, Clarence at home to North Hobart, Lauderdale at home to the Tigers. So that won't be an easy game for the Tigers to win either. So you'd have to say Clarence still in the box seat, given that amazing percentage they have over the Tigers, which equates to probably 4 points.
Another win, yeah.
Really.
I think if you're a betting man, you'd say the top four's sewn up, and that's probably a good result for the comp, given you've got the two rivals up north in Lonnie and North Lonnie, and you've got the two rivals, the traditional rivals down south in Lauderdale and Clarence at this point, making up the top four. But it's been a really good year of TSL footy. It's great when we're at the point end of the season, we've got sides still fighting it out for a spot in the finals. So, again, as we spoke about, it was probably an opportunity going begging today for the Roos. They held that 4-point lead at the last change, but it was a blistering fourth quarter from Launceston. And they walk away with a win and get back on the bus, ready to have a bye next week and look ahead to the final series.
Fire sweets and treats, as you said earlier.
No doubt they'll stop there, and a few of the boys will get some lollies, no doubt about that. They earned them today. Well,
that is it for the coverage this afternoon. Hope you've enjoyed it. Lonnie escaped with a 23-point win at Richmond Oval. We'll be back with the stream tomorrow. Jay Bowden's last game for Glenorchy coming your way live tomorrow afternoon on the live stream. We'll catch you then.